my memory is correct, if my memory is correct, I think in Massachusetts, up to 90%, you get a credit back. Anything 90%, if you've used 90% of the card, then you can get it cash back. And I don't think there are any restrictions in Rhode Island.
Right, and most places treat that card almost like
Cash.
a credit card, cash.
Yeah.
So they'll say, you can come back, use it again.
Okay. Now, not a holiday issue, but certainly one that affects consumers. We've been speaking about many issues relative to technology and how people are either ordering or doing things online. A little bit about cyberbullying and protection for a consumer. Cyberbullying, any kind of bullying, it's not nice. Is it illegal? There have been stories recently about how someone had been harassed and ultimately felt so badly they either committed suicide or did something that was illegal. Who's culpable? Is cyberbullying really a legal thing? Is it a First Amendment issue? What do you think about that?
You raise a lot of different issues,
Yes.
all within that little context there. So we talked about technology before, and how does that impact people's culpability and who's responsible? We had the case a little while back, the Craigslist killer, I think they called it, because someone was getting hooked up with people on Craigslist. Well, I guess as a lawyer, when you look at a novel thing like that, obviously the person who committed that crime is culpable for his crime. Could Craigslist be held negligent to the person's family or estate who was hurt? It's an interesting question. I mean, you would have to look at a lot of different issues that all go to common law, ordinary negligence. Did they owe a duty to the person? Did they breach that duty? Obviously, there were damages, but were they causally related, or was there an intervening criminal act that took away that negligence? So there's a lot of interesting issues there. You've also brought up the issue about the woman, I think it was a woman who was bullying a younger girl, her daughter's friend or something, and she killed herself. The technology would sort of be the instrument. It would be up to the Attorney General to decide whether or not her actions were up to the level of a crime.
I think it's an evolving area of the law. It's not one that anybody really thought about in that particular case with a little girl. In fact, I think the woman was convicted of a misdemeanor because they couldn't charge her with a felony. And it's an evolving area of the law because they are trying to change the laws now so that there would be much harsher penalties.
If I were an Attorney General looking at any case that involved it, I would look at the technology. I'd look at the technology as sort of an instrument. And it's the person's conduct that's still the issue. And like an assault, is the technology being used to assist with that, or it's not the technology that's the issue, it's the person's conduct. So that's what the Attorney General has to sort of ferret out.
So, and tying this into what we were talking about, namely how some retailers or how someone might do business, if you happen to be a consumer left on the short end of the stick and just mistreated, that internet certainly has lots of options, whether you're on someone's Facebook page if they have a business, emailing them, what else? Several different options that they may have. I'm telling them that they're terrible people, they should be put out of business, we'll do anything we can to do that. Free speech.
Now you got a First Amendment issue.
Yeah, but it also can go beyond that if your competition and you're trying to, get rid of your competition by falsely making accusations and so forth, then you could be liable. Again, I would say you just got to look at the technology as an instrument or a tool. The same rules and laws apply as it would be if you were running a false ad campaign, in traditional media.
I think it's interesting to hear that what really constitutes harassment ends up becoming a very big issue when it comes to the internet. I was done wrong, I'm going to let other people know about it, that is my right. I'm not necessarily threatening them. If I am threatening them, then maybe I have some culpability. Is that where that's going?
I was just thinking about that. So you also have the right, as the recipient of those messages, just to take them off your mail list, delete them, ignore them. I mean, it's not like a face-to-face bullying where you're going to be seeing someone every day at work or you're going to be seeing someone every day at school. So you're on the internet. Somebody could be bullying you from Idaho, and I might be in, little old Rhodey. just delete them from your mail. Report it. You can report it to...
To whom?
Most of the websites have, not websites, what are they
Yeah,
called?
well-
Web engineers, AOL. or-
Right.
You can report it.
Yeah,
Illegal
where is it
activity.
coming from? You
Yeah,
know, if
where's
it's
it
through
coming
AOL, they want to know. If it's through Facebook, you know, I assume Craigslist. So you report it back to whoever the host is.
There's
of the
always a
site.
little box somewhere or an icon that says
Report abuse.
report abuse or report activity, and it goes right back to the host or whomever who's carrying your Internet Explorer or whomever it is, Microsoft.
I assume there's going to be more about this for quite some time.
It's an evolving area.
And certainly it builds character if you can stand up to someone who is your detractor, but that's short of being receiving death
But as
threats.
Jackie says, hit the delete button.
Hit the
It's
delete
easy.
button.
Yeah.
That builds
I can't
character
delete
too.
you, can I?
No,
Shut the
not
door.
tonight.
Cyber gambling, where is that these days? There's
On the
some
internet.
discussion on the internet. Yes, it is on the internet. Is there a real fear about that becoming the next new addiction, so that there may be some laws about that? I mean, that's certainly a convenient technology for consumers who can't quite make it to Foxwoods or whatever.
Right. It's very interesting. And I think the Congress, because the Internet's national, they'll definitely probably weigh in on this. You know that there's expanding interest in poker and poker websites. Before there were these offshore gambling bookie kind of websites. There'll be regulation of those sites. More so, it'll develop and it'll evolve as the technology evolves.
I understand that there's some debate with Barney Frank right now, and he's trying to overturn what is currently on the books, which is, I guess, giving people not as much option to do this they shouldn't be doing. Of course, one of the things that this cyber gambling had brought up in a very different way was about phishing, and I think that's probably something we should talk to our viewers about. We've talked about how the internet can be a great tool, but also those who didn't know that once they open up these P2P or peer-to-peer sites, suddenly their information is easily downloaded and identity theft takes place. A very
Sure.
big issue.
Yeah, and when you say phishing, you're using the PH and
PH,
not the F.
not the F.
So those sites that send you the email that look like it's Bank of America or whoever, PayPal, and they say, we need your information right away to keep your account active. I never would respond to any of those kind of emails.
Telemarketing, open to fraud, quickly, what should you not
Anybody
say?
asks you for your social security number, your date of birth, any form of payment, no way. No, it's not legit.
If you are the outbound caller, that's safe. We want to thank you very much for viewing Legal Matters. We hope you are better equipped to handle the consumer issues such as they are. We hope that you'll stay tuned. And of course, if you do have questions, whether it's on consumer issues or others, we again invite you to send us an email. And that email address here is legalmatters@fullchanneltv.com. Stay tuned. In our next issues, what we're going to be discussing, ethics in the workplace, perhaps sexual harassment, and how to handle those issues a lot better.
Are
hope
we
that-
.com or .net?
Are we .net?
We're
We are
.net.
.net. Thank you. We stand corrected. And happy holidays to all of you. I think sexual harassment is probably...
The paper?